Hey Ed, here's your tutorial for the Do What You Like piano solo, and I'll have the sheet music posted up here at the top of the video for you, and you'll also have a PDF copy in your email, so you can follow along either way, and let's dive right into it. I know you've been anxiously waiting this one, so let's get right into it here. So the first line, what I thought I'd do in the tutorial here is just kind of unpack it line by line, which is basically just two measures at a time. So the first line's fairly easy. You start off with octaves in the right and the left hand. So the right hand's going to be starting a couple octaves above middle C if you want to play it high, like that, or you could play it down here. But either way, the notes are B, A, F sharp, D, and those are 16th notes, so pretty fast, and then E at the end. And then it repeats that again, and adds a B on the bottom. And if it's tough to play both of the hands together there, you could of course just pick one. So that's just kind of the intro to the solo, kind of sets it up there. And then it really gets into the kind of meat and potatoes of it. So then we're going to go, and if you notice in the sheet music, I put 8 VA because it does start off kind of high up here. So that would be, if here's middle C, 1 octave up, and then the main part starts kind of in this range here. And there's a lot of black keys. I did put it, the key signature on there for you in G flat, so if that is helpful, hopefully that will be. Now at the left hand, I'll cover just real quick here on that second line because it's just one chord, and then basically the next 3 lines are just the right hand. So left hand chord there is a G flat major 7, G flat, B flat, D flat, and F. Oops, sorry. Just like that, root position. G flat, B flat, D flat, F. Okay, so when you start off, you just basically hold that chord until it kind of, you can sustain it or you can just hold it until it kind of fades away. So when you start playing the right hand part, here's the notes. So, and when they go up to the B flat there's a little A grace note. So, and then this part's kind of tricky. You can see the cluster of notes there. Starts off on A flat and D flat. So if you can do that pretty fast, it's technically like 30-second notes or whatever, but it's basically just holding the D flat on top, and the bottom notes go A flat, A flat, G flat, A flat. So the first part, and then the rest of that measure goes, so. Okay, so that's the first measure of that second line. And then now it's basically just the right hand. So the left hand chord's probably about faded out by then or close to it. And now just focus on the right hand. So starting way up here on the E flat. Those are the first 3 notes there. E flat, D flat, B flat. E flat, A. E flat, A flat. E flat, G flat. So it's kind of a little walk down. So a little bit slower. Oh, sorry. And then those 3 little pickup notes there, E flat, G flat, A flat. So that second measure. Okay, so first two measures there are on the second line. And then they just write out this real kind of crunchy chord. So the notes are A flat, A, E flat. So it's this real kind of. Okay, so the first measure of that third line should be pretty easy, just 2, 3, 4. And then second measure starts off the same way, 1, 2, 3, but then it drops the A. So it's just A flat and E flat. And then at the end of the measure, it's G flat and E flat. So the rhythm of that the rhythm of the third line. All right, and then the fourth line, so now we're, that 8 VA section ends, so now we're back down right about here. And the rhythm is pretty similar for the whole fourth line. So it just kind of walks right down the scale there in thirds, so starting on E flat and G flat. So one more time. Then there's one extra of those bottom E flat and G flat. So in time, it's like. Okay, so let's review up to that point, because then it gets kind of changes pace there, and it's a little right-hand part, but then the left hand takes over for a minute. So right from the top, again, you have those octaves at the beginning. Then you move your left hand into position for the chord, the G flat major 7. So. Okay, and then it's a little tricky here. The left hand's going to play an octave E flat, and then an octave B flat, and the right hand goes. Okay, so that's going E flat, F, G flat, up to D flat, F, E flat. Okay, and then I'm going to move the camera down this way a little bit. Hopefully that'll stay in focus. It'll be a little off center, but that's okay. So after that part, bottom line there. Then the left hand comes in, G flat, D flat, B flat. Then this part. So after that first part, first measure, then it goes E flat way down here. So that part is E flat, F, G flat, A flat. And then just alternates between B flat and A flat. And then the very last note of that page is the D flat with, now you're playing that same G flat major 7 chord, but with the right hand. So let's take that bottom line again. Okay, and then we're on to the second part here. So once you catch that chord, I'm sure you know how it goes. You probably listened to the solo a whole bunch. But basically you're alternating back and forth once you hit it that first time. So that's kind of the rhythm of it. Once you catch it that first time. And then the ending gets a little tricky, but it's fun. So let's take the left hand first. All right, sorry about that, Ed. My camera cut out there. So let's pick it up right at that second page, just in case I didn't finish that part. So you hit the D flat in the bass, and then the G flat major chord. And then let's just do the left hand part. So the left hand has a couple of quick 16th notes going up here, starting on the low F. So it walks up chromatically right to the A flat. And then does that same thing again. Okay, so a little bit slower. And then I put the octaves down there, the A flat octaves, which isn't really in the solo, but if you're doing it solo piano, it kind of sounds cool just to end, kind of on a big note there with the chord in the right hand. So anyway, so it a little bit more up to speed, that left hand part again on the last page. So I changed the rhythm a little bit there at the end. But anyway, those are the notes. So let's take a look at the right-hand chords now. So it's going to start off, this is the second measure of the top line there. It's going to start off here on an A-flat minor chord, which is in inversion there, but it's B, E-flat, A-flat. And then the next chord is B-flat, D-flat, E, G. And you hit that a couple of times there, 2 or 3 times. And then on the second line, it changes the inversion, but it's the same basic chord. You just instead now you put the B flat on top, and then back to the A flat minor there, same as the first one. And then it kind of repeats that again. This is the second measure of the second line. And then a solo E-flat note there. And then the last 3 chords are a little bit different. So instead of the one we just played, it actually goes up to a B. So it's D-flat, E, G, B, natural. And then that B-flat on top. And then the A-flat minor chord. So here's a kind of strung all together here. And there's that big finishing chord, which is just an A-flat minor in root position, which is A-flat, B, A-flat, or sorry, A-flat, B, E-flat, A-flat. And those are the A-flat octaves on the bottom. So let's try real slow. We'll put the right and the left hand together, and we'll just pick it up from the page turn there again. So, okay, now here's the walking bass line part, and we'll try to do this pretty slow. And then the A-flat minor chord comes in between there. So that A-flat minor chord there comes on that beat 4, and then the left hand picks up. So So let's try again there. I'll just go straight through this time from the page turn. And that's pretty much it. So let's take it all the way back to the beginning. And I hope this is a pretty decent camera angle that you can see. I know it's a little bit tilted on the screen, but that actually might help you see the notes better than a straight up bird's eye view. But anyway, so right from the beginning, we'll take it pretty slow through the whole thing. I think I sent you before, I do have that full video uploaded like at the regular speed with the drum beat and all that. So of course you can reference that or just listen to the original, which again, I'm sure you've done a bunch of times, but here we go, a little bit under tempo. So we're starting with our octaves here. And our chord. Now the left hand comes back in here. I gotta turn my page here. So. And there you have it. That's the Do What You Like piano solo. Hope you enjoyed it, Ed.